Hello everyone, welcome to the Stealing Insights YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking on a fascinating topic that deals with how to add bulk or remove space in between Excel worksheet, and also how to remove the space between worksheets, I mean random worksheets, in terms of not just the space that is appearing once. And thirdly, we'll be dealing with how to replace data into an empty space instead of picking it one after the other. So let's quickly dive into it now. So what we're talking about is that we're having a data set of this nature. At first, you can decide, let's assume that there is a need for us to include a space in between each of these columns. So the right thing to do is to click on that column we want to start with, because the cell will be added before that column. So then you hold your control icon down and click on the next column. You click on the next column. Once it highlights the arrow down, you click on the next column, then right click and click on insert. Now you observe that each of this column, this is a fresh column that has been imputed. This is a fresh column that has been imputed. This is another fresh column that has been imputed. So I'm doing Ctrl Z to revert it. Now, in order for us to be able to do this using a shortcut, you also you click on this column, then you hold on the control button down. Click on this, and click on this. Now, the shortcut to get this done is Control Shift plus. Control Shift plus. That's the shortcut. With this, you'll be able to get this done with ease, and you'll be able to get a new column. This enhances readability and clarity of your data, and it can also be used to impute details. For example, if you want to impute the email address of each of these people, let's say email address in each column. So with this, you can as well pick on Grace at gmail.com, or sorry, at the Stealing Insights.com. So this is the email address of Grace, and we can just use Control E to replicate this. So with this, you just created an email address for each of all of these employees. So we can see just at a glance, immediately you just created that for each of the employee. The same thing can happen here. Let's assume the staff number is to be written in this manner. You can as well replicate it for a repetition of every other thing in that manner, for us to have several things in that manner. So all I'm just trying to say is that you can easily add a fresh column in between them, the text, and you'll be able to get your results. Now, the next thing is, how do we remove these columns? The way you are seeing each of the columns, there are two ways you can do this. And the easier way for you to remove this column, however, in this instance, is just for you to press F5 on your keyboard. F5. Once you click on F5, it gives you the go to box, and you just click on special. I'm clicking on special here. Once you click on special, you're speaking to the blank space, and once you click on the blank space, now this highlights all the blank space in there, and with this you can just decide to right click and delete. So it's now asking, are you deleting the entire column, or what are you deleting? So I want to delete the entire blank column, and you can see that we're having the cell that has been bring back to become one, just like before. So this is the way to go about how to create space in between each of the column without doing it one after the other. Secondly, is that please note, by the time you click on this and you click on Shift to highlight it before you now insert cell, or you press Ctrl Shift plus, is going to create a space in the totality of the number that you have highlighted. What I'm saying in essence is that when you click on this icon and you hold on shift and arrow key to highlight it, it's just going to be producing it in this manner. So what you have to do, if you want to create in between box, you click this, you hold on control key down, you click the second one, so you click, okay, so I want to delete this just for us to be able to get it once again, what I did. Okay, so now to delete this, I'm having delete entire column, and we have this as the result. So now the next thing is, I'm emphasizing that please note the difference. When you click on this rule, on this column, you hold the control key down before you click on the next column, before you click on the next column, before you click on the next column, before you click on the next column. Then you right click, you press insert, or you use control shift plus, then you get this result. So it's different from the one I did some minutes ago. So please take note of the difference. Now the next thing is this. You can see, look at this data, we're having space in between. We're having space in between, and we have been informed that all of this space are for people that are in the financial department, that are in finance. So all we want to do is that we want to fill this space. So instead of doing it this way, finance, and we'll now start looking for the next column. There is an easier way to just go about it. It's still the same method of what we've just done now. You use on F5. The F5, click on this, it selects the blank. Once you select the blank, okay. Once you have the okay, then you can pick on the first cell and put the department there, finance. After putting the department there, finance, then hold on to control and enter key. You realize that all of the blank spaces has been filled up with finance and has been highlighted here. So you can see finance, 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 finance. That's for all of the blank spaces. So how do you fill up the blank spaces in between cells that is having a constant value? It's just for you to click on the F5 to get the go-to text box and pick on special, from special blank, and from blank the first cell that is already being shown, that is being text active. You input that data, press Control and enter, then you have the result just the way we've gotten this here. So thirdly, you can see this in between. There is what's it called? There is space in between this Excel text for every 10 staffs. So there are two ways to go about filtering something like this. You can just use Ctrl T to make this, and if you want to make this in a tabular form, it's not going to work in this manner, because if you want to filter and you just want to make it to be in tabular form, it's going to cut it off due to the space. So you can either use this to just filter for the blank space and click like this. You click out the blank space, then you delete them. So after deleting the rows, you can bring back the remaining part of the document. So you can see that it has been matched together. Alternatively, you can still use the same method that has been taught earlier, which is F5. You go to special, then the blank, and this is highlighting all of the empty and the blank sheets. Blank rule then is asking, I want to delete all entire row. Yes, delete all entire row, and you have the result that is being given. Now lastly, just for us to serve as a means of what has been done for the column, we can as well decide to create space in between the Excel for the row, just the way we did for the column. We can decide if need be and is of importance. So we can also do that. And the reason we're having that error is because there has been a double click in one of the row that was clicked. So by the time you carefully ensure the arrow has changed to the black arrow facing the direction, and you click on this, you have this done. So you can see that each space, there is now space before each of the things that were being highlighted. So if you found this video helpful, I want you to help us click the thumbs up button, subscribe, and anticipate for more and more and more Excel tips and tricks that can help you on your job and every other thing that you utilize Excel for. From Distilling Insight, to say bye bye.